Hi everybody, it's Scott Smith in sunny Southern California. Got a 2025 BMW 330i Sedan for you today, codenamed G20. And this one's in our Arctic Race Blue Metallic with our beige Sensitech interior. So let's get over some dimensions on this car right away, just because I thought it was really important, because since I sold BMWs for decades and I've had multiple threes in the family, it's really impressive to see how much it has grown, you know, pretty much up almost into a 5 Series type size from just 2 to 3 generations ago. So the 3 has really grown, which we'll show you with Ashlyn today. She's 5'9", so I know the leg room and all that stuff is really important. So this one's 186 inches long, 72 inches wide, 56 inches tall. We got a wheelbase of 112, and we got ground clearance at 5.7 inches. And then this one we've also upgraded with some really nice looking individual 19-inch wheels, which I'll get into in just a second. And we've got a beautiful 4-cylinder turbo engine in here, and I'll get you to the details. But I really like this blue, and that beige interior really pops. But let's go ahead and get into these wheels right here. So what we have is 19-inch individual Y-spoke bicolor wheels, style 1038i, with some all seasons all the way around. So what you've got is 19x8s with a 225 series tire on it. And then let's get into the brakes. What we got up front is a 4-piston fixed caliper setup with a 13.7-inch rotor. And then in the back, we got a single piston floating caliper setup with a 13-inch rotor. So one thing with BMWs, they've always been known for their great stopping distances, short stopping distances. So they definitely know brakes are crucial. Obviously, it's a safety system on every car. But one thing I have to tell you too is being in driving, we even have a 3 Series now in the family. So gosh, I think my first one was back in 1999. It's just that confidence that you get with the car, the handling of BMW overall. But I think the 3 Series has been such a pinnacle, a judgment of BMW. And obviously, I think it's probably the one model they have sold the most of, because of obviously price range, the versatility of a 4-door, especially in this size, and then obviously the price point that these are in. So really, I have to tell you, if you're looking for a 4-door sedan, you don't need something huge, more compact, please go drive this. There is so much standard now. There isn't a whole lot that you need to add to the vehicle, but really, I think you need to judge every manufacturer out there, their driving experience to this vehicle. I think because of the confidence you get behind the wheel, the balance of the vehicle's nearly 50-50 weight ratio, and BMW has just been fine-tuning it year after year after year. I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed the 3 Series. 2 doors, 4-door, a GT. I mean, just phenomenal car. It's really hard. And me going to a lot of training over the years with BMW and putting these other manufacturers' cars through the paces. I mean, we're doing like full-on race car stuff. I mean, we went over to a racetrack in Texas with the 5 Series, and I'm getting up to 110 miles per hour with a helmet on, just hauling straight line, going into curves in a 5 Series, just having a blast. So I have to tell you, I have scared myself in these cars, you know, sometimes, but it's amazing the handling that they have. So I know we do rev time in just about every video, so we'll go ahead. We'll do the 330 here. Nothing crazy. Yes, has dual exhaust tips just for that nice look. But I think what we're going to do now is we're going to pull over in the shade. Just because my phone just loves to heat up when you're shooting in Ultra 4K. It's like if the temperature gets above 80 degrees, it just starts to get warm. So let me get out of the way so she doesn't run me over. Gives you a nice shot at the car moving and just those amazing looking wheels. Also the lights, you know, over the years, how they've upgraded and stuff. There you go. You can see those piercing reverse lights. Remember how big those things used to be back in the day? They hardly take up any space now. And one thing I've always said about BMW throughout the decades is the curves and the angles and the shadowing that they want to make on their body. It's one thing that so much impressed me over some of the other manufacturers. I mean, look at this light. It's got a full-on ledge right here that's like an inch and a half. I mean, everything about the car, you can see where the shadowing just blends in with their different lines and how the lines flow from the front to the back, just to give it a really nice look, depending on what they want to achieve. I mean, even this line down here, but how everything flows from front to rear. And then check out the front here. Great daylight running lights. Plenty of breathing. Like I said before, 5.7 inches of clearance, so watch that front apron right there. Now, curb weight's 3644 on the car. You're looking at a 15.6 gallon tank. Yes, they recommend premium unleaded, obviously for efficiency and performance and longevity. And then we'll get into the trunk in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and say hi to Ashlyn, and let's do the power plant. So yes, everyone, this is a B48 engine. I know before, I think 2021. We'll say hi to Ashlyn. Hi, Ashlyn.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, great.
All right,
So,
let's look at the power plant.
yes, let's do that. So I know over years ago, before COVID and everything, and I stopped shooting for a while, BMW used to make the B46 for the United States. And I know a lot of viewers would go, hey, Scott, no, man, that's a B48. So they actually had the B46, I think, all the way up to maybe 2021 here in the United States for whatever reasons. Maybe it was emissions or just a different code for the engine, probably slightly different. But yes, like all of you have been telling me for the past year or two, and obviously talking about it, we do have this B48, I think since 2021 or 22. So phenomenal engine, obviously, and it's even better now because you've got the 48 volt mild hybrid system incorporated. You've got a great single scroll turbo sitting on top of this thing. So you're looking at 255 horsepower kicking in at 4,700 RPMs, and you got 295 foot-pounds of torque kicking in at a low 1,600. So what an awesome engine combination for this car with this 8-speed automatic transmission. It's just, we'll show you the gas mileage in just a minute, but just what a great engine for this size vehicle. Now, BMW's got it rated at 5.6, 0 to 60, which we know perception of speed is all about the driver. So if you feel like it's fast, it's definitely fast. But anything under six seconds this day and age is plenty for any type of daily driver, especially if we're looking at putting maybe new or young drivers in a car like this. I would recommend not an M3. Also, I can only imagine the insurance in California for a 17-year-old in an M3. But hey, to each their own. So let's go ahead. We're going to close that up, and then let's go check out the MSRP sticker here. Let's get into that gas mileage really quick.
Yes.
Just want to show you that. So we're looking at 28 and 35 with an average of 31. So not bad at all.
Too bad.
Yeah.
So we're looking at today the BMW 330i Sedan. This is the MSRP right at the top, and this is an Arctic Race Blue Metallic. It's beautiful. I love it. And then we have the Canberra beige perforated kind of seats, and that's included with this. It has the convenience package, the driving assistant package, and it also has open pour wood kind of paneling inside that we'll have to show you later. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And there is, and please, you can go over and stop the video at any time, and you can look at all the standard equipment now that they're putting into the 3 Series. Gosh, when I think just a couple generations back, how much it would cost to add all the standard equipment that you have now into the vehicle. So it's pretty amazing how the pricing of the car, there isn't a whole lot more that you need to put in. except if there's some very high-tech type of options that you would like with this one. Like I know we put the driver's assistance package here with the active cruise control, which is a really nice feature that I think most people would enjoy, especially out here in Southern Cal where there's a lot of commuting going on. Obviously the comfort access, completely keyless, heated steering wheel, and then the remote engine start if that's something you're into. The ACs, the air conditioning systems in these cars are phenomenal, so it's to each their own. What packages, please go to bmwusa.com and you can custom build and look at all the features in each of the packages and individual options. So we'll have Ashlyn now jump into the back seat. Now Ashlyn's 5'9", so that's something that's really important. I was thinking with the size of this vehicle, because we wanted her to be comfortable up front and then see how she fits in the back. That way you guys can all see if maybe it's a family of 4 or if it's 3 of you and, you know, a relative. So you can actually see she's still got at least 2-3 inches there with the knees. Her feet fit fine. Now, obviously, she could probably move her seat up a little bit and she still would be comfortable. But you can see at least having a 5'9" driver and a 5'9" passenger, and you still have plenty of room there for your head, which is good. And how's the seats feel?
Oh, it feels super comfortable, especially for a 330i. Having this much room is perfect.
It's great, isn't it? And they do that. BMW has learned, put big old cup holders in here for water bottles. I'll show you mine up front, more storage. Obviously, everything's very easy to find, nothing's hidden. So I'll have Ashlyn jump out. Door opens wide, easy to get in and out. So now we'll show you the trunk. Now you've got almost 17 cubic feet of storage in here for luggage. They've done a really nice job. What I've really noticed too is how deep the floor is, and then how tall and flat the top of this is. And then what we're gonna do is we release those back seats. So you'll see Ashlyn will drop it. And it's a 40-20-40, so you can see she's dropped the middle there, which is nice for running stuff all the way through. Then she's dropped her side, and then I'll drop mine just to show you how big this opening is. So, and in the past, I've put my mountain bike through here. I just did the quick release on the front tire and threw it right through and went up to the trailhead. Now, obviously this seat belt, it does disconnect and it connects right up there, and you can store it up on top of the deck so it's completely out of the way. And then obviously they were smart, making everything pretty much black, depending on what kind of stuff you're carrying through the trunk. Trunk. Boy, what happened to my tongue there? Okay, go ahead, Ashlyn, you can jump in. There you go. Then she can show you the armrest. So you can see she fits fine. Armrest, you've got cup holders, which is great, easy to use.
Or you don't need cup holders. If you're doing homework in the back, you're writing something down. You have that option.
That's true, huh?
You have the option.
That's right. And then go ahead and drop that centerpiece again. I just want to show them with you sitting there.
It's just super easy.
So you can see there, or like if you needed to reach something in the trunk on a long trip. Especially if you had like a nice little cooler back there with some cold drinks.
Yeah.
There you go. Some Kool-Aid. No, just kidding. Okay, and then here's the air conditioning vents, and you can see you've got your own controller there. You can do your temperature if you want, and then depending if you want the air to come up through where your feet are, maybe in the winter time for heat, or straight through these 2 vents. All right, Ashley, we could have you jump into the front seat. She will do that. And just want to show you the door design again. Cool. All right, let's close this up. Let's go show you that front driver's position. Oh, you can see that's a good place to put your cell phone too, huh? Just get it out of the way. There's your trunk release. Obviously windows, mirrors, unlock, lock, and you've got your memory there. And some storage, which is nice. And then you'll see here's the hood release. You just pull it twice so you can just lift it up when you get out there. All your light adjustments are here. And then go ahead and straighten that out for us. For sure. Go ahead this way. There you go, perfect. And then check out the steering wheel. That is, wow, we got the nice flat bottom. But this is really interesting too.
Yeah.
Very cool design. And you still have your paddle shifters. And then you have all your voice command systems, cruise control, different things to work on here, music, all that great stuff, phone. And then you have BMW's curved display. So you got a 12.3-inch cluster there behind the steering wheel, and then you've got your 14.9-inch diameter info display over there. Very cool. Okay, I'll go. Oh, let's see the seats real quick.
Obviously, I like to have a little bit more room as someone that's 5'9", but I could very easily go up a few more inches and then have just a bunch more room in the back too.
That's true.
It's
yeah.
very versatile though. So just wanted to add that.
Because how tall is your brother?
I have a 6-foot brother.
Yeah, 6-foot brother. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Let's say he's in the back. I'm sure he could fit in the back just as well. So.
Okay, cool.
But,
and then so you can see here's your lumbar support for the seats, and then you can also do angling, so the front of this can come up and down, and then Ashlyn also showed there's a leg extension. It's a manual adjustment. There's a handle right in the middle, so just in case you want a little bit some more support, and I think
especially
it has 2 or 3 settings.
For the taller people, that would be even better.
That's true. And then the seats being a sport seat adjustment, you do have some nice bolstering on the side. And then the headrest, you'll see this button here, the headrest actually moves forward or back with that button. So depending if you have your hair up or not, or depending on a good position for a long drive, you can adjust it forward and back.
Yep.
Cool. All right, I'll go jump in on the other side. Give you another shot of the back, the blinkers. All right. And then I'll show you here, I've got a 24-ounce Owala water bottle here that's sitting in the door, and it's actually not touching the speaker. So it's actually not rubbing against anything. Yeah, so they've done a great job of designing that water bottle holder to hold something pretty decent. Okay.
So I don't know if you've mentioned, but this car does come equipped with the what is it, the floor mats. But we did take them out, so they are what, leather or like
well, they have this one was ordered like this on the sticker. There was an all-weather mat that you can get in an accessory, but they are a dense carpeted mat.
Okay.
So you do have that standard. Yes, there was a time, a small time, where BMW actually had taken the mats out of the standard vehicle, but they got so much heat from the dealerships and I think from customers that they finally said, okay, we'll start throwing them back in. So it's kind of a little bit of a stab right there. But here's that open pore wood. So if you really want to look at it, it is like textured. It doesn't have a high gloss or anything on it, which is nice, so you don't get that real bad reflection depending on how you're driving, especially to have less stress on the eyes. But it's a really neat kind of a natural look, especially how you see how the beige comes up to the open pore wood, and then you go to that black dash. And as you notice, pretty much all of the BMWs have a black dash, and it's because then you won't have that reflection. Like if you've ever seen a light dash, it's a huge reflection off the windshield back at you. So I think we have had some special edition interior colors where we've had a couple light dashes, and that was something I noticed right away. But yeah, running 8.5 iDrive here, so really nice. You got your quick connect little features, so you can set these up for what you want, maybe things that you deal with a lot. Also, one thing I've always mentioned is that when you get your car, you get the BMW app, you get registered. There's so much voice commands you can do in these cars, so you really don't have to reach away. Yeah, you can open and close the sunroof, the windows. I mean, you can tell the car what temperature. There's just so much you can do, voice command, so you can just concentrate on what you need to do, which is drive and have fun and pay attention. Wireless charging, you got your cup holders, you got your data transfer there. Oh, one thing we were going to mention, because you can see the vents have gotten hidden. They're just a really neat design. This is your adjustment on the direction of the vent, but also if you twist it, now this vent is closed. So just wanted to mention that about why we have these little toggles here, not just directional, but also for opening and closing. See over there, so really easy to get to, really easy to grab. And then we have our center console here, as you can see, our iDrive controller, and then you've got shortcuts. So we still have a manual operation of the operating systems if you want. You still want that touch and feel, you want to be able to turn things, you definitely have that. And then you have an auto hold feature, which is pretty cool. I use it a lot.
Light and you don't want to foot on the brake the whole time, long drive,
you activate that, and what it does is, Yeah, as soon as you stop, it activates the electromechanical parking brake, and then you can take your foot off the brake, kick back, relax. When the light turns green, you just hit the gas, it releases and goes. And if I remember correctly, BMW, if you turn this on, it stays on, even the next time you get in the car, which a lot of manufacturers that I've seen do not. You have to turn this on every time, which is just one more thing you have to do every time you get into the car. So with BMWs, I think it's on permanently. Obviously, there's your parking button, the transmission is here. And then one thing, go ahead and put it into drive, Ashlyn. So she puts on her foot brake, she just pulls it back. But then if you wanted to go into sport automatic, just push it one more time and you'll see it goes over to S. So that's more aggressive shifting. It's more thinking performance, not efficiency, just to let you know. And then you've got your attitude adjustments here. Car default in the comfort. And you got Eco Pro if you really want to kick back and maximize maybe just on a long trip driving to Vegas or San Francisco. And then you have your sport button, which is a great setup. Just gets that car more into that fun factor, performance-oriented behavior. And you got your sensors, a couple other safety adjustments here on and off. So, and then what we'll do, Ashlyn just opened up that center console. You got a ton of room in here to lose stuff or forget about it. And you got more charging if you need to.
And a nice light, so when it's dark out, it'll keep it illuminated for you.
That's true. And where can we follow you at, Ashlyn?
It's at BMW_Ashlyn, and Ashlyn spelled ASHLYNN.
Great.
Let's take a look at the sunroof now.
Yeah, this thing's gotten huge. And if any of you from a long time ago remember, like on the E46s, you know, you had this glass moonroof which is tinted, but the glass has gotten bigger, but it can only go back so far. So if you remember in the past, you used to have an opening that would be just for the size of the moonroof, that this would disappear. Well, it's been kind of nice, because I know a lot of times most of us don't open it a whole lot unless we want it for venting. But we do sometimes like to have that natural light come in. It is tinted. So they really have maximized that benefit of having some natural light come in, but then still maximizing the opening of the moonroof. And so you can vent it, and you can have the shade closed pretty much except for just a couple inches, and then it'll also vent for you. So as you can see here, and it's quick,
basically.
And it's one touch express. There's your SOS button in case you need any help or assistance or roadside. Yeah, there's all the lights for you up there. Very easy to get to, obviously. All right, I think this will be fun time for Ashlyn, huh? Is that
Yes.
right? Are we in sport mode? Put in the sports transmission setting. Okay, let's head out and down the street a little bit, make sure it's safe. All right. Now let's get back here and just follow her down, because it's such a beautiful blue color. Arctic Race Metallic with the beige interior. So nice. Yeah. Here she goes. It gets up and goes, I'm telling you. 295 foot-pounds of torque on that thing. Curb weight 3644. It's a great combo. I think perfect combination of efficiency, performance. Please, if you're considering a car in this size or a four-door, you have to check it out. And they do make an all-wheel drive version if you're looking for one. Definitely. BMW's intelligent all-wheel drive system is phenomenal. All right, let's jump on in. Up. Oh, whew. Thought you weren't going to let me in there for a second.
I unlocked it too.
Just kidding.
That was great. Quick, zippy.
Very nice, huh? Okay.
Tight.
Perfect. Okay, we are ready.
It may not be as fast 0 to 60 as some of the M cars, but it feels just as quick. Just like Scott said earlier, it's how the driver senses it. So,
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah. Sounds good
we got
too,
up to
doesn't
60,
it?
So
So yeah.
in just that short
That was
amount of
quick, yeah. Well, especially going downhill, that helps a little bit.
time. A little bit, yeah.
Everybody's like, Scott, you're going downhill.
Come
Yeah, it's going to
on,
be fast. But yeah, the car does come with a 4-year, 50,000 mile factory warranty, whichever you hit first. We do have a maintenance package included, and obviously those things can be extended. But yeah, let's give you a shot of the interior again. I want to thank Bob Smith BMW in Calabasas, California for letting us shoot the car. Yeah, I really like that curved display. It's really a nice job. Because as you can see, it's tucked under the line of the dash. And obviously, especially for Ashlyn being at the height she's at, but also when you're looking at shorter drivers, the driver's seat can come up a lot. That's one thing. If you really start to look around, man, I have seen some people that look like they can barely see over the dash when they're driving. It blows my mind.
Luckily, you can lift the seat up in these.
Yeah, this car, these seats, I can tell you, it's one thing with BMWs, they come up really high. So just in case, you know, that's been an issue. If you got a height challenge, I would say, maybe if you're looking at 5 foot or below, please investigate these seats in these cars, because you can really get some nice height and be more comfortable.
It's like the perfect blend of usability and efficiency and comfort.
And the driving experience,
exactly.
huh?
Like, this is the perfect commuter car
Yeah.
for someone that just wants a little bit more style and luxury.
Yeah, and some fun factor when you're not commuting, huh?
Yes.
You got to head, or if you got to commute through the canyons, you definitely should. You should take every car you're considering in the canyons, because that's one thing with BMW and where it excels. So here's Bob Smith BMW. Straight ahead is their service department, which is open on weekends too, I think, for regular servicing. And then we'll cruise around the front here. They do have a great selection of certified pre-owns, and they do have the Mini Cooper franchise here, just in case if you have one for servicing, or if you're also considering one of those. So we're just gonna pull up here. Right on the side. Let's see, you know what we can do? Let's go around her and we'll just pull right up in front of the Minis for just a second here. Yeah, just right up in front of this open spot. That way we can jump out and give them a final shot. We'll say bye to Ashlyn. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have a chance, please share the video on your other media sources for me. Thanks, Ashlyn. Thanks for watching the 2025 330 Sedan. Bye, everyone.